The largest house in Minneapolis once dominated the Lake of the Isles, shining bright with a marble facade perched high above the water. But what happened to it? Hi everyone, Ken here. Today we are traveling back in time to uncover one of America's largest and most lavish lost mansions. Make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss an exciting episode of This House. When John I Gates passed away in 1911, his son Charles couldn't wait to spend the family fortune. His dad had worked hard from an early age, starting by selling firewood to his neighbors, to manufacturing and popularizing barbed wire fences. John's company was purchased by J.P. Morgan for a huge sum. Then he became president of the company now known as Texaco. When he passed away unexpectedly, the modern-day equivalent of nearly $400 million was inherited by Charles. Charles never really showed an interest in working, preferring to spend his time socializing and traveling, just enjoying life as the son of one of America's wealthiest men. When he received his inheritance, he immediately purchased the most desirable lot in his hometown of Minneapolis and hired Chicago-based architects Marshall and Fox to design his dream house. He didn't just want the most expensive house, he also wanted it to be the largest ever built in the city. The Renaissance Revival-style mansion rose 4 floors below a terracotta tile roof. The entirety of the exterior walls were clad in the purest white marble money could buy. When it was completed, the upper 3 floors boasted 38,000 square feet, with the garden-level servants' floor containing an additional 12, bringing the total to just around 50,000 square feet. The house was positioned at an angle from the street to better capture the serene views of the water. And from the back of the house, a grand arcade connected wings to either side. No expense was spared, including the incorporation of state-of-the-art technology. The Gates Mansion was the very first to be built with a modern air conditioning system in the United States. Just as the house was receiving its finishing touches and the gardens were being planted, Charles unexpectedly passed away in his sleep at only 37 years old. Even though he would never get the chance to see the largest house ever built in Minneapolis, his wife and children would have a chance to enjoy it. Entering the mansion, we arrive in the gallery where a red velvet rug stretches 70 feet in front of us. Turning around, we can now see the double wrought iron doors through which we entered, framed by marble walls and ceilings. To the side, the grand staircase rises out of sight. We'll explore the first floor before heading up there. With views of the water on 2 sides, the library was used mostly as a living room where the family could enjoy the warmth of wood-paneled walls. The fireplace in this room had been carved from a single block of marble and featured extensive relief work. For more formal gatherings, the family would entertain from the drawing room, where a musician was stationed just out of sight at the built-in pipe organ. Let's now take the grand staircase up to the 2nd level, where 8 bedroom suites were arranged about the hall. This gallery is every bit as grand as the first floor, with marble blocks supporting plaster-covered arches and a wall of French doors opening onto a loggia. But this is just a pit stop as we head up to the 3rd floor to discover the grandest room in the entire house. The ballroom, with herringbone wood floors, gilded wall panels, and recessed electric lights, stretched 70 feet end to end and played host to some of the most exclusive balls in the history of Minneapolis. From here, guests could spill out onto the 3rd floor loggia to absorb the striking views of the Lake of the Isles. Charles' family happily lived here without him for only 3 short years before they could no longer afford its upkeep. The mansion cost a staggering $60,000 per year in maintenance, with around 20 live-in staff, the modern equivalent of about $1.8 million per year. They sold the palatial residence to a wealthy doctor, but when he passed away in 1929, the Great Depression was in full swing. Fortunes had been completely wiped out across the country, and even the wealthiest citizens were watching their spending, and no bids were made to purchase the mansion. After 4 years of sitting on the market, not receiving much needed maintenance, the Gates Mansion began to fall into disrepair. The community was invited to pick their own salvage from the mansion before its impending demolition. Then, towards the end of 1933, as snow lightly fell against the white marble walls, the wrecking ball began smashing away at the house. The house was so well built that entire rooms held together as walls were removed, exposing granite blocks and brick behind the marble facade. Today, not a trace of the mansion remains, and the site has been redeveloped as someone else's dream house. What did you think about the Gates Mansion? Let me know down below in the comments section, and while you're there, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss an exciting episode of This House.